In the calm days following their significant victory, Captain Lucas Grant saw Zephora thriving. Human, Zephyrin, and Ilarian teams worked side by side, rebuilding and strengthening their defenses. Trust grew naturally, creating harmony among the diverse warriors. Commander Alara approached Lucas during a quiet moment, admiration clear in her eyes. "Captain, the unity you inspire here will guide our futures." Lucas smiled warmly. "We have built this unity together, Alara. Each of us played an important part." She nodded sincerely. "Yes, but your courage and kindness showed us the path." Lucas felt humbled, yet proud. Their alliance had indeed grown strong. As he walked through Zephora City, warriors greeted him respectfully, their trust and friendship evident. One morning, Ambassador Theron invited Lucas, Alara, and Kayla to meet him. In a peaceful chamber, he revealed important news. "The enemy we faced," Theron began gently, "has attacked another peaceful world, Verita. They urgently request our aid." Lucas immediately understood the gravity of the situation. "We must help them." "Our unity means protecting others as well." "Agreed," Alara spoke confidently. "Zephora stands ready to assist." Kayla also spoke firmly. "We will defend them together." Quickly, Lucas organized their joint forces, planning carefully. Human, Zephyrin, and Ilarian warriors prepared swiftly, motivated by their shared sense of duty and unity. Lucas briefed his crew clearly. "Remember, our strength comes from unity. Stay focused, support each other, and fight bravely." Determined faces listened intently, ready for the challenge ahead. Their combined fleet soon launched from Zephora, traveling swiftly toward Verita. Upon arrival, Lucas saw the beautiful world suffering under heavy attack. Enemy ships bombarded. The peaceful planet without mercy. "Engage carefully," Lucas instructed calmly. "Protect the planet's people first." The fleet moved skillfully, blocking enemy attacks and shielding Verita's citizens. Lucas coordinated efforts smoothly, ensuring clear communication and cooperation between humans, Zephyrins, and Ilarians. During the fierce battle, Lucas received an urgent distress call from the surface of Verita. "Captain Grant, enemy forces have landed. We need immediate support." Lucas turned quickly, Alara and Kayla. "We must protect them directly. Come with me." Together, they led a team to Verita's surface. There, enemy forces had already begun attacking settlements. Lucas immediately organized defensive positions, directing warriors clearly and calmly. Alara and Kayla fought fiercely beside Lucas, protecting innocent civilians. Their combined strength and bravery encouraged others, inspiring determination and courage. During a critical moment, Lucas noticed enemy soldiers closing in on a group of frightened citizens. Without hesitation, he moved swiftly to protect them. His actions decisive and brave. The civilians watched gratefully, amazed by Lucas's courage. Alara and Kayla quickly joined him, driving back the attackers and securing safety for the citizens. "Thank you," a Veritan elder spoke sincerely, relief, and admiration evident in his voice. "Your bravery saved us." "We stand together," Lucas replied gently. "You are not alone." The battle continued fiercely. Gradually, however, the unified forces regained control, pushing enemy attackers back. Human tactics, Zephyrin strength, and Ilarian technology combined effectively, ensuring their success. Finally, the enemy retreated, realizing they could not overcome such unified strength. Cheers echoed across Verita, their citizens celebrating joyfully. Afterward, Lucas and his team assisted the Veritans in rebuilding, sharing resources and knowledge. Trust and friendship grew quickly, the alliance becoming even stronger. During a quiet evening, Ambassador Theron spoke gratefully to Lucas and Alara. "Your actions today have strengthened our alliance further. We saved the world because of our unity. Together, we will always stand strong," Alara affirmed firmly. Lucas smiled warmly. "This unity is our greatest achievement. It will guide our futures." Returning to Zephora, the joint fleet was warmly welcomed. Warriors proudly shared stories of their bravery, further inspiring others. Lucas felt deep satisfaction, knowing their unity had saved lives. Days later, during a peaceful evening, Lucas sat quietly near the lake with Alara and Kayla. They reflected thoughtfully on their journey. "When you first arrived," Kayla admitted softly, "we doubted your strength. Now," Alara added sincerely, "we see humans as our trusted allies and friends." Lucas nodded appreciatively. "And we see Zephyrins as courageous, honorable partners." They sat comfortably together, knowing they had built lasting bonds. Trust, courage, and unity had guided them successfully through danger and hardship. Lucas finally spoke, his voice gentle but firm. "No matter what challenges come next, we will face them together." Alara and Kayla both smiled warmly, fully agreeing. Their alliance had become unbreakable, their friendship strong and sincere. Under Zephora's starlit sky, they knew the future would test them again. Yet, they had proven that unity was their greatest strength. Together, they were prepared to protect and support each other and any other worlds in need. Bound by trust and respect, they stood ready, knowing their unity would always guide them safely forward. After the great victory celebration, Zephora slowly returned to peace. Repairs continued, and the city gradually regained its former strength and beauty. Captain Lucas Grant spent his days overseeing the reconstruction efforts and training alongside Commander Alara, strengthening the bonds between humans and Zephorans. One quiet afternoon, Lucas stood near a training area, watching Sophie Hall teach a group of young Zephyrin warriors. Alara joined him, her expression thoughtful. "You seem deep in thought," Lucas observed gently. "I am," Alara replied. "Our people have learned much from yours. We are stronger now, but the galaxy remains dangerous." Lucas nodded in agreement. "That is why unity matters. We stand stronger together." Suddenly, a young warrior rushed up to them, breathing heavily. "Commander Alara, Captain Grant, a strange ship is landing nearby." Instantly alert, Lucas and Alara exchanged worried looks. Together they moved swiftly toward the landing site, accompanied by a small group of warriors, including Kayla and Jake Palmer. A sleek, unfamiliar ship had landed smoothly in a clearing just outside the city. Its hatch opened slowly, and a single figure emerged, a tall, graceful alien with silver-gray skin and large, gentle eyes. Lucas approached cautiously. "Who are you, and what brings you here?" "I am Ambassador Theron from the planet Ilaris," the alien spoke softly. "We have watched Zephora and your recent battle closely. We wish to meet with you and your allies." Lucas glanced at Alara, who nodded. "Welcome, Ambassador," she said warmly. "Please join us." Back at the Central Hall, Ambassador Theron explained his purpose. "The threat you faced has attacked many worlds. We seek alliances to stop them. Your combined strength has shown great promise." Lucas listened carefully. "Together, our worlds could form a strong alliance." "Exactly," Theron agreed. "Unity is our best hope." Alara spoke confidently. "Zephora stands ready." Lucas nodded firmly. "Earth will also support this alliance." Over the following days, discussions continued, detailing plans for cooperation among their worlds. Lucas worked closely with Alara, Kayla, and Ambassador Theron, shaping the foundations of their alliance. Yet even amid the hopeful work, Lucas sensed lingering tensions among some warriors who struggled to trust outsiders fully. One evening, Kayla approached him, clearly troubled. "Captain Grant," she said quietly, "some warriors fear this alliance makes us vulnerable." Lucas regarded her thoughtfully. "Their fear is understandable, Kayla. Trust takes time. How can we ease their doubts?" She asked sincerely. Lucas smiled. "Gently, through actions. Show them trust and cooperation lead to strength." Determined, Kayla arranged a series of joint training exercises between humans, Zephyrins, and the visiting Ilarian representatives. Warriors initially skeptical gradually recognized the benefits of working closely together. Unity became more evident each day. One morning, Ambassador Theron approached Lucas privately, his eyes serious. "Captain, our scouts have discovered the enemy fleet regrouping near a nearby star system." Lucas felt a chill run down his spine. "They're preparing another attack." "Yes," Theron confirmed gravely. "We must act swiftly." Quickly, Lucas and Alara gathered their teams, carefully strategizing. Human Zephyrin and Ilarian forces planned to confront the enemy fleet before they could strike again. Lucas addressed the assembled warriors clearly and simply. "We stand united now. We face this threat together and will overcome it through our combined strength and trust." Determined cheers echoed in response. Preparations began immediately, each warrior focused and confident in their unity. Soon, the joint fleet of humans, Zephyrins, and Ilarians launched from Zephora, traveling swiftly toward the enemy's location. Lucas stood aboard Valor, closely coordinating plans with Alara and Ambassador Theron. The enemy fleet appeared suddenly vast and intimidating. Lucas felt tension in his crew, but remained calm. "Hold steady," he ordered softly. Enemy ships attacked fiercely, their weapons powerful. Yet, Lucas's fleet fought with precision, their combined tactics effective against the enemy's predictable movements. Zephyrin warriors maneuvered swiftly, while human tactics provided strategic advantages. Elorian ships supported with advanced technology, strengthening their defenses. At one crucial moment, an enemy ship targeted Ambassador Theron's vessel. Without hesitation, Lucas directed Valor to shield their ally, deflecting the enemies. "Attack! Captain Grant, you saved us." Theron's grateful voice came clearly through communications. "We protect each other," Lucas replied firmly. The battle continued fiercely, but gradually, the unified strength and strategic coordination began overwhelming the enemy fleet. Recognizing their defeat, enemy ships retreated swiftly into deep. Spaced-out victory filled the fleet with pride and relief. Lucas, Alara, and Theron returned triumphantly to Zephora. Welcomed warmly by their warriors. In the central hall, Ambassador Theron addressed the gathered forces. "Today, unity defeated a great threat. Let this alliance grow stronger, protecting all our worlds together." Alara stepped forward, her voice firm and proud. "Zephora honors this unity. Captain Lucas Grant showed us true strength through trust and cooperation." Lucas spoke humbly but with conviction. "Our unity is our greatest weapon. Let us never forget this lesson." Warriors from all worlds cheered loudly, deeply inspired. The bonds formed between humans, Zephyrins, and Ilarians now stood stronger than ever. That night, as Lucas gazed upward into Zephora's clear sky filled with stars, he felt peace and hope. They had faced danger bravely, building trust and friendship along the way. Whatever future challenges awaited, Lucas knew they would overcome them together, united and strong. The enemy ships vanished from Zephora's skies, leaving an uneasy silence behind. Captain Lucas Grant stood with Commander Alara, watching as their forces began to rebuild damaged defenses and tend to the wounded. Lucas felt a mix of relief and cautious tension. The attackers had retreated, but the threat was not over. Days passed, and Zephora's warriors continued working closely with Lucas and his crew. Friendships deepened and respect grew stronger. Lucas found himself particularly close to Alara and Kayla, both fierce warriors who had come to trust and admire him deeply. One evening, Lucas sat beside a fire with Alara, Kayla, and Sophie. They spoke quietly, sharing stories of their worlds and learning more about each other's cultures. Kayla spoke first, her eyes serious. "Captain Grant, what you have shown us has changed my thoughts about humanity." Lucas smiled warmly. "Your strength and honor have deeply impressed us as well." "You have fought bravely alongside us," Alara added. "Zephyrins will always remember your courage." The peace of the moment was broken by urgent footsteps approaching. Lieutenant Jake Palmer hurried forward, his face concerned. "Captain, Commander, we've captured an enemy scout." Lucas and Alara exchanged glances, immediately rising to their feet. They followed Jake to a guarded chamber where a creature, bound securely, stared defiantly. It had dark metal armor, much like its ship, and fierce eyes filled with hatred. Lucas stepped forward carefully. "Why did you attack Zephyra?" The scout snarled. "Your worlds are weak. We seek to dominate and expand. You underestimate our strength." Lucas replied calmly but firmly. "We have already defeated you once. A small victory," the scout hissed. "Our fleet returns soon, and you will be crushed." Alara's eyes narrowed. "We will fight back," the scout laughed bitterly. "Your bravery is foolish." Lucas studied the prisoner carefully, sensing something more. "Where is your fleet now?" The scout glared silently, refusing to answer. Lucas turned to Alara and Kayla. "We must prepare for a bigger attack." Over the next few days, the preparations intensified. Lucas and Alara trained warriors together, blending human tactics with Zephyrin's strength. Kayla led teams to reinforce critical defenses, making sure each part of their strategy was solid. One evening, Lucas sat alone, deep in thought, when Alara approached quietly. "You worry for our survival," she observed. "I worry for both our worlds," Lucas admitted. "If we fall here, Earth could be next." Alara nodded understandingly. "We share this burden now. You are not alone." Lucas looked at her gratefully. "Your people have great courage." "I believe we can win," Alara smiled gently. "We have courage because of leaders like you, Captain." Before dawn, an alarm rang out, jolting everyone awake. Lucas rushed to the command center, where Sophie and Jake were already waiting. The large enemy fleet had appeared on the tactical screen. Approaching Zephyra rapidly, Lucas spoke clearly, his voice calm and strong. "We prepared for this moment. Follow your training, stay calm, and fight bravely." The warriors quickly moved into position, ready to face the enemy. Lucas led a group of Zephyrin warriors, including Alara and Kayla, to protect the main city. Enemy ships appeared in the sky, dark and threatening. They began their attack, firing powerful blasts at Zephyra's defenses. Lucas and his warriors fought fiercely, determined not to give ground out. As the battle intensified, Lucas noticed a pattern. The enemy aimed directly for command points, hoping to break Zephyrin leadership quickly. "Protect the command center," Lucas shouted clearly, directing warriors toward vulnerable areas. The Zephyrins fought valiantly, following Lucas's strategic orders with determination. Amidst the chaos, Lucas saw Kayla bravely defending a group of young warriors. An enemy attacker closed in quickly, but Lucas moved swiftly, intercepting and defeating the threat. Kayla looked at him gratefully, her voice strong yet emotional. "You saved my life again, Captain." "We protect each other," Lucas answered simply but powerfully. Slowly, the Zephyrins and humans turned the tide. Lucas coordinated their efforts, combining human strategy with Zephyrin bravery. They gradually pushed the enemy back, inflicting heavy losses. Finally, after intense fighting, the enemy fleet retreated, their ships damaged and fleeing into space. A victorious cheer filled Zephyra, warriors embracing in relief and pride. Exhausted but proud, Lucas stood with Alara and Kayla as they watched the enemy vanish from sight. Alara spoke first, her voice filled with deep respect. "We owe this victory to you, Lucas Grant." Lucas shook his head gently. "We owe this victory to unity and strength our worlds together." Kayla nodded, her expression sincere. "We stand united, stronger than ever." That night, Zephyra held a great celebration, warriors sharing stories of bravery and honor. Lucas sat beside Alara and Kayla, knowing they had built something lasting. Friendship and respect now joined humanity and Zephyra forever. Under the starlit sky, Lucas felt deep satisfaction. Their unity had proven stronger than any enemy, their alliance forged through trust and courage. He knew that together, humans and Zephyrins would face any future threat with confidence, bound by mutual respect and honor. Captain Lucas Grant woke early the next morning, a sense of purpose driving him from sleep. The sun had barely risen over Zephyra, painting the sky in gentle shades of pink and gold. Lucas stepped outside to find Commander Alara already awake. her sharp eyes studying the horizon. "You rise early, Captain," Alara observed, her tone respectful yet curious. "There's much to prepare," Lucas replied, looking out toward the distant mountains. "Your enemies might return soon. We must be ready." Alara nodded thoughtfully. "Then let us prepare." Together, they walked toward the central hall, gathering warriors along the way. The Zephyrans were attentive now, their faces serious and determined. Lucas felt the weight of responsibility, but also confidence in their growing trust. In the central hall, Lucas stood before a large tactical map of Zephora. Alar, Kayla, and several other warrior leaders joined him. Lucas spoke clearly and simply, making his plan easy to understand. "Our first step is to strengthen your defenses," Lucas began. "We must repair and fortify damaged structures. Secondly, we must train together your warriors and my crew. We have skills and tactics we can share to increase our combined strength." The Zephyran warriors exchanged approving glances, appreciating Lucas's practical approach. Kayla spoke up first, her voice firm. "Then let's start immediately." Lucas divided his crew, assigning each to specific tasks alongside Zephyran warriors. Lieutenant Sophie Hall worked closely with Kayla, instructing warriors in tactical positioning and communication methods. Lieutenant Jake Palmer led a team repairing the damaged defenses around the city. Lucas himself trained directly with Alara and several elite Zephyran warriors, sharing human combat techniques. At first, they found the human methods unusual, but quickly realized their effectiveness. Lucas patiently explained every step, his calm authority earning their trust and respect. Days passed swiftly, filled with hard work and rigorous training. As humans and Zephyrans worked side by side, understanding and friendship grew deeper. Lucas often found himself amazed by the resilience and courage of the Zephyrans. Likewise, the Zephyrans admired the humans' determination and innovative strategies. One afternoon, Lucas and Alara took a short break from training. They sat overlooking a sparkling lake, its surface calm and reflective. "We underestimated humans greatly," Alara admitted quietly. "Your people are adaptable and wise." Lucas smiled gently. "We faced many struggles on Earth. It taught us to be resourceful. Yet your strength is quiet, subtle," Alara remarked thoughtfully. "Not boastful or loud." "Real strength doesn't need to boast," Lucas replied. "It proves itself through actions." Alara studied him closely. "You've proven that already." Before Lucas could respond, an alarm sounded from the central hall. Instantly alert, both stood and hurried back. Warriors were rushing everywhere, voices urgent. "Commander Alara!" "Captain Lucas!" Kayla shouted as they arrived. "Enemy ships are approaching rapidly." Lucas quickly took charge, moving to the tactical display. "Show me their position." The enemy ships appeared on the map, rapidly closing in on Zephora. Lucas studied their formation carefully. "They're targeting our weakest defense points, but we prepare for this." "Orders, Captain?" Alara asked calmly, fully trusting his leadership now. "Sophie, Jake, and their teams will hold the eastern defenses," Lucas commanded decisively. "Alara, Kyla, you and your warriors secure the central city. I'll lead a small group to reinforce the southern defenses." The warriors swiftly moved to their positions, confidence clear in their steps. Lucas led a group of skilled Zephyran warriors southward, hearts pounding but determined. The southern defenses were under heavy attack when Lucas arrived. The enemy, alien beings armored in dark metal, fought relentlessly. Lucas quickly organized a defensive line, using both human tactics and Zephyran strength. The battle was intense, the clash fierce, but Lucas remained calm and focused. "Hold the line!" Lucas commanded strongly, encouraging his team. The Zephyran warriors fought bravely, inspired by his courage and leadership. At one point, Lucas saw a Zephyran warrior, young and inexperienced, in trouble. He rushed to her side, defending her fiercely and driving back the attacker. The young warrior looked up gratefully, clearly moved by his bravery. "Stay strong," Lucas told her gently, helping her regain confidence. "Thank you, Captain," she replied firmly, determination returning to her eyes. Slowly but surely, the tide began to turn. Lucas coordinated with Alara and Kayla, adjusting strategies as needed. Their unified efforts gradually pushed the attackers back. Finally, after hours of exhausting battle, the enemy began to retreat. Cheers rose from the Zephyrins, relief evident in their voices. Lucas stood among them, breathing heavily but deeply satisfied. Commander Alara approached him, her eyes filled with gratitude and respect. "We owe our victory to you, Captain Grant." "No," Lucas replied firmly but humbly. "We achieved this victory together. Humans and Zephyrins united." Alara smiled warmly, the bond between their worlds now strong and clear. "Together, then, we will face whatever comes." Lucas nodded, feeling deeply honored by her trust. As they stood watching the retreating enemy ships, he knew this was only the beginning. But whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, as allies and friends. The sun rose higher into the sky over Zephora, casting warm light onto the enormous arena. It was built from smooth, strong stone and ringed by rows of seats filled with Zephoran warriors eager to see the humans tested. Captain Lucas Grant stood calmly at the entrance, his heart steady despite the heavy atmosphere of anticipation and doubt. Commander Alara stepped forward to address the gathered warriors. "Today, Captain Lucas Grant of Earth will participate in our traditional trials. Watch carefully and judge for yourselves if humans deserve our respect." Lucas moved confidently to the center of the arena, meeting Alara's eyes. She nodded slightly, signaling the beginning of the trial. The first trial tested strength. A Zephyrin warrior named Tira approached Lucas, her dark blue skin shining under the sunlight. She stood tall and muscular, smiling with confidence. "Human," Tira said loudly, "you must move this boulder to the marked spot." Lucas looked at the huge stone. It was massive and intimidating. He stepped close, examining it carefully. Instead of relying only on brute force, he searched for the best position and angle to move it efficiently. He braced his body against the stone, planted his feet firmly, and pushed. Slowly, steadily, the boulder shifted and rolled onto the marked spot. Surprised murmurs filled the arena. Lucas stepped back, breathing evenly. Tira stared in shock, but then nodded in respectful acknowledgement. Next came the trial of agility. Lucas was led to an obstacle course designed with sharp turns, high jumps, and traps that could challenge even a Zephyrin. His competitor was a quick-footed warrior named Vala, known for her speed. "Ready, human?" Vala asked with a competitive grin. Lucas nodded calmly, ready. A horn sounded and both rushed forward. Lucas used his training, swiftly dodging obstacles, jumping high barriers, and moving with careful precision. Vala raced fiercely, confident in her skill, but Lucas matched her pace. At the final hurdle, Lucas leaped and landed gracefully just ahead of Vala. The crowd's disbelief turned to admiration. Alara watched closely, her eyes thoughtful. The third trial was combat. Kayla stepped into the arena, her expression fierce. She clearly wanted to prove that humans were inferior. "Defend yourself, Captain," Kayla warned, taking a combat stance. Lucas positioned himself carefully, recalling his extensive military training. Kayla attacked swiftly, her strikes powerful and precise. Lucas focused calmly, defending himself without hesitation, matching her strength and countering with strategic movements. The battle was fierce and even, but Lucas gradually saw an opportunity. He moved quickly, using Kayla's force against her, bringing her gently but decisively to the ground. Silence filled the arena, followed by loud cheers. Even Kayla looked up at Lucas with reluctant respect. Commander Alara stepped forward, her voice strong and clear. "Captain Grant, you have proven yourself worthy. Your skills show the strength of humanity. We accept your aid." Lucas inclined his head respectfully. "It's an honor to assist the brave warriors of Zephora." After the trials, Lucas and his crew were invited to a celebration feast held under the open sky. Tables overflow with foods, unfamiliar but delicious. Warriors approach the humans, curious and respectful, asking many questions about Earth. Alara sat next to Lucas, thoughtful and sincere. I underestimated your people, Captain. Lucas smiled kindly. We often surprise those who judge us too quickly. Alara nodded, her eyes serious. Tell me more about your world. Lucas described Earth's beauty and diversity, speaking of humanity's ability to overcome challenges. Alara listened carefully, fascinated by his words. As night fell, the celebration continued with songs and stories shared between humans and Zephorans. Trust grew stronger, bridging the differences between their worlds. Lucas noticed Kayla sitting quietly at a distance, watching thoughtfully. Approaching her gently, he spoke softly, I respect your strength, Kayla. She looked up, surprised by his kindness. And I yours, human? Perhaps we were wrong. Perhaps, Lucas replied warmly, offering his hand in friendship. Kayla shook it firmly, her expression softening. The bond formed that night marked a turning point. Lucas sensed a deep change in how Zephyrans viewed humans. Trust and respect blossomed, replacing earlier doubts. Yet even as friendships grew, Lucas knew the greater threat loomed. The unknown enemy that had attacked Zephyrah could return. Preparation was crucial. Lucas quietly resolved to help the Zephyrans build a strong defense. As the celebration ended, Lucas stood with Alara, gazing at the stars. She spoke quietly, We have seen strength today, but tomorrow holds greater tests. Lucas met her gaze, determination clear. Whatever comes, we face it together. Alara smiled genuinely, her trust in humanity now solid and deep. Together then. Under the stars of Zephora, a new alliance had begun, one built on mutual respect and shared courage. Lucas felt deeply honored, ready to stand alongside these fierce warriors to defend their world and his own. Captain Lucas Grant stood at the command console of the spaceship Valor, watching the stars streak past as his crew journeyed toward an unknown planet. His heart was steady, though his mind raced with questions about the strange distress call they had received. It had come from Zephyrah, a distant world inhabited by the Zephyrans, legendary alien warriors known for their strength and fierceness. Zephyrans were exclusively women, known to be powerful and intimidating, and Lucas wondered why such warriors needed help. Captain, said Lieutenant Sophie Hall from her position at navigation, her voice calm but edged with curiosity. Where? Approaching Zephyrah. Lucas nodded. Take us out of hyperspace. Let's see what we find. The Valor slowed, the brilliant stars returning to fixed points in space. Before them lay Zephyrah, beautiful yet daunting. Its surface was a patchwork of lush greens, deep blues, and striking purples, indicating vast forests, oceans, and mountains. Yet something seemed off. A large section of the planet appeared damaged, the forests charred and the land scarred. Open communications, Lucas instructed. Channel open, replied Sophie. Lucas cleared his throat and spoke clearly. This is Captain Lucas Grant from the spaceship Valor, responding to your distress call. Do you read me, Zephora? Silence hung thickly for a moment, before the console crackled to life, and a strong, confident voice came through. Valor, this is Commander Alara of Zephora. Your response is acknowledged, though surprising. We did not expect humans to answer. Lucas raised an eyebrow, noting the skeptical tone. Humans stand ready to assist. Can you inform us of your situation? A pause followed before Alara replied. Land at the coordinates I am sending now. We shall discuss this face to face. Lucas glanced at Sophie, who nodded, confirming receipt of the coordinates. Understood, Commander. We'll be there shortly. As Valor descended into Zephora's atmosphere, Lucas could sense the unease among his crew. Lieutenant Jake Palmer shifted nervously at his station, glancing at the captain. Are we sure about this? Captain? They didn't exactly sound grateful. We're here to help, Lucas said firmly, his voice calm but decisive. Let's show them what humanity can offer. Valor landed gently on a broad clearing surrounded by towering trees that shimmered with blue and silver leaves. The landing gear hissed softly as it stabilized, and the hatch slowly opened. Lucas led his crew down the ramp, feeling the heavy gravity of Zephora immediately pulling at them. They were greeted by an impressive group of Zephyrin warriors, each tall and muscular, their skin varying in shades of vibrant blues and greens. Their eyes bright and fierce, Commander Alara stepped forward. She was striking, taller than Lucas, with pale blue skin and vivid purple eyes. Her armor was ornate yet functional, showcasing strength and tradition. She scanned Lucas and his crew, clearly unimpressed. "You are smaller than I expected," Alara remarked bluntly. Lucas held her gaze steadily. "We humans believe strength comes in many forms, Commander." Alara smirked slightly, clearly amused. "We shall see. Follow me." They walked through the dense forest toward a towering structure, massive and elegant, constructed from natural materials yet fortified with metals unfamiliar to human eyes. Lucas marveled at the civilization the Zephyrins had built, their strength. Evident in every stone and carving dot inside the structure, Alara led them into a spacious hall filled with Zephyrin warriors. Their expressions ranged from curiosity to open disdain as they observed the humans. Alara took her place at the center, turning to Lucas. "Zephora faces a crisis," she began, her voice powerful and commanding. "Our world was attacked by an unknown enemy. They came without warning, wielding weapons unlike anything we have encountered. Our defenses, though strong, were breached." Lucas listened carefully, his expression serious. "Do you know why they attacked?" "They seek dominance," Alara answered simply. "We Zephyrins have never faced defeat before. This enemy seeks to crush us, knowing our defeat would signal dominance to the galaxy. How can we help?" Lucas asked earnestly. The warriors in the hall murmured, some openly scoffing. One warrior stepped forward, her green skin darkened with irritation. "Humans are weak. Your help is meaningless here." "Enough, Kayla," Alara said firmly, silencing the warrior immediately. "Let the humans prove their worth before you judge." Kayla stepped back, though her eyes remained defiant. Alara focused again on Lucas. "You will need to show us your strength, Captain Grant. We are not easily impressed." Lucas nodded slowly. "Tell me what you require." A flicker of respect crossed Alara's eyes. "Tomorrow, you shall participate in our trials. Combat and endurance will reveal your true nature." Lucas accepted the challenge without hesitation. "We humans are ready for your tests." Alara nodded approvingly. "Rest tonight. Tomorrow, we discover the truth about your kind." Lucas and his crew were escorted to simple but comfortable quarters. Once alone, Sophie turned to Lucas, concern in her voice. "Are we ready for this, Captain?" Lucas placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "We have trained for unexpected situations. Humanity isn't weak. We have strength in ways they don't yet understand." The crew rested uneasily that night, aware that their actions the next day would shape how humanity was viewed by the warrior women of Zephora. Lucas, however, felt calm determination settle within him. He knew his crew's capabilities. They would prove their strength as dawn broke over Zephora. Lucas stepped outside, breathing deeply the alien air filled with strange scents of blossoms and rich soil. Alara was already waiting, her stance imposing yet respectful. "Ready?" she asked simply. "Always," Lucas replied, confident and calm. Alara nodded, a rare smile forming. "Then let us see what humans can truly do." With that, Lucas followed her toward the arena, prepared to show the Zephyrins, and perhaps the galaxy, that humanity's strength was real.